When I came to Japan, I was almost already 4 months pregnant. I didn't speak the language, I didn't know anything about the Japanese health system, and we barely had contacts here. I was quite desperate because I heard you have to sign up quickly to get a spot in a hospital. How was I supposed to do all that? My name is Vicky, and in this video I would like to take you on my journey how to find the right hospital while being pregnant in Tokyo as a foreigner. When we came to Tokyo, it seemed like the most obvious thing to go to was the AIIKU Clinic. I think that's the place where most of the pregnant expats go. It's just a very famous clinic. The prince was born there, they have outstanding English-speaking staff, and the doctors are probably known in whole Japan. What you need to know about AIIKU: there's AIIKU Clinic and AIIKU Hospital. The checkups are at the AIIKU Clinic, the delivery at the AIIKU Hospital, which is around 4 kilometers away from each other. The special thing about AIIKU is that they have an international unit. So at first floor it's the general information register counter where they speak Japanese, but then when you go to the second floor it's the international unit where everybody's speaking outstanding English. What I really liked about the AIIKU Clinic is that when you call, there's actually somebody who speaks English to you, because I at that time didn't speak any Japanese. And when you go there, it's not as big, you don't have to wait for a very long time, you get an appointment at 11, it's your turn at 11. Also, the doctors kind of know what their patients expect. If you are looking for pain relief during giving birth, the AIIKU Clinic also provides epidurals. What about the cost? At the AIIKU Clinic, your checkups will be always with one of the 2 doctors who operate at the international unit. But for the delivery, you have actually 2 options. First option, one of these 2 doctors will attend your delivery, or second option, Japanese, maybe none speaking English, random doctor will be attending your delivery who happens to be on duty. The first option costs around 1.5 million yen. The second option costs around 800,000 yen. Keep in mind that the cost might vary depending on if you have, for example, an epidural or what kind of room you choose. My impression of AIIKU was that it was very professional, very modern and spacious rooms, and I think you can feel comfortable there. In our case, the option 1 was the only option because all the places for the other option was already filled up, and we didn't want to pay 1.5 million yen. So we were advised to go to a Red Cross. It's quite big. They have within the hospital a separate entrance for pregnant women, but anyways, I thought it was full with people. You don't have as much staff who speaks English. They do not provide epidurals, but they are very known for supporting women with breastfeeding. As far as I know, it has a very good reputation, not only among foreigners but also among Japanese. Delivery at the Red Cross cost about 700,000 yen. Of course, it also depends on the options you take. They also offer different kind of rooms and also water birth. What I didn't like about the Red Cross is that there wasn't always somebody who could speak English, and that it basically took always a half day when you had an appointment for a checkup. But I know from many other foreigners who were at the Red Cross Hospital that they were very happy there and they had a wonderful birth experience. I knew I didn't feel comfortable at the Red Cross Hospital, but at the same time I was so frustrated looking for all these hospitals. I can't go to every hospital in Tokyo and do the first time visit and paying for the first appointment. and struggling with the Japanese, so I was looking for a professional consultation. I found the Child Education Center with Brett Imura. She talked with us and asked what is really important for us, so we explained everything, and at that time I didn't know how valuable this contact is. I will tell you about it more later. Anyways, she recommended the SEIJO Kinoshita Hospital in Setagaya-ku. So I called immediately, and there was a lady who spoke very good English, and she offered to visit the hospital, which was actually the first time when I called somebody who offered a free visit and took a lot of time for us. Of course, we went there, and I was fascinated. The lady took so much time for us to answer all our questions, and we had a lot of questions. And she showed us the whole hospital, she showed us the facilities, even the delivery room and rooms where you stay overnight. We were quite amazed by this hospital. It is not a very big hospital. The atmosphere is more cozy, and you have nice I know it's just a detail, but anyways, you have nice music playing in the background. The midwives are all lovely, and they have just 9 or 10 obstetricians. Yeah, so it was the right place for me. At the Kinoshita Hospital, there are some doctors who speak English, and when you book your appointment, you can make sure you have an appointment with an English-speaking doctor. However, they can't guarantee that there's a doctor or midwife during your delivery who speaks English. They also offer yoga classes pre- and postnatal. It just costs 500 yen per class when you have your bushitake with you. And they provide epidurals. They don't have water births. How about the cost at Kinoshita? Natural birth costs about 760,000 yen. We counted, when worst comes to worst, cesarean or vacuum delivery and all that additional fees, 1 million yen. Everything seemed quite great for me at that moment. I finally found the hospital, the Kinoshita Hospital, where I felt very well. I thought it's the place where I'm gonna deliver my baby. But what happened then? Corona came. Because of Corona, the hospitals started to ban all the husbands from the hospitals. No husbands or partners were allowed during delivery or even the time afterwards. And for me, it was an absolute no-go. So what to do? I was very frustrated at that point, because it was just about maybe 2 months to my due date. I felt like starting from zero. Remember when I told you about the valuable contact? Brett Imura from the Child Education Center mentioned during our consultation the Matsugaoka Birth Center. At that point, that wasn't really an option for me, because I still wanted to have the possibility of an epidural, what you don't have at the birth center. Now the Matsugaoka Birth Center seemed like an option for us, because they accepted husbands or birth partners. Here we go, 4th facility during just a few months. Matsugaoka Birth Center. What is the Matsugaoka Birth Center? First of all, I have to say it's like going home. It feels like visiting an aunt or just being at home. The birth center is an old Japanese style house with tatami rooms, and actually just a few rooms, and just midwives, of course. It's a birth center, no doctors, and a very cozy atmosphere. What I like most about the Matsugaoka Birth Center is their natural approach towards giving birth. For example, preparing mentally for birth when you restrain from electronics or physical activity, doing Euro classes or walking, then Japanese style of acupuncture. After giving birth, they emphasize on breastfeeding, but what I probably like most about the Matsugaoka Birth Center is the caring midwives. The food or the meals they provide is organic and mostly vegetarian, and for me it felt like made with love. They also offer during or after your pregnancy cooking classes, Yuru classes, massages, and they also offer water birth. The cost at the Matsugaoka Birth Center are around 600,000 yen. It varies a little bit depending if you give birth a weekend or night, like at every hospital or facility. The food is included. If you want your birth partner to sleep, also sleep there, it will be a little bit more. And of course no epidural, so also no epidural costs. For me it was the perfect place to give birth to my little daughter. I felt very comfortable there. I liked that I could take all that I wanted. At the end I didn't use it, but I could, for giving birth, take all the food, aromas and lights that I wanted, or music that I wanted in the room, and also whatever position I wanted to have during giving birth was possible. So that worked out very well for me. This was my experience with different facilities, hospitals in Tokyo, AIIKU, Red Cross, Kinoshita and the Matsugaoka Birth Center. To put it in a nutshell, make a list what's important for you. For example, having the possibility of getting an epidural. Then get all the information about the hospital you can get. Talk to people, read a lot. Take every detail you get. My biggest advice, make sure you find a facility, a hospital, birth center, clinic where you feel comfortable. Because when you feel comfortable, when you trust doctors and nurses or midwives, then you will experience a birth most likely more natural, and it will be easier and you will feel so much better. I hope that was useful for you and gives you some insights on finding the right facility for you. Thank you for watching, hope to see you soon. As far as I know, it has a very good reputation. It has a very good reputation.